Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, as you can see, I'm doing a bathroom clean, and this was our bathroom after 2 weeks of illness in our house. If you're new to the channel, my name is Emily, and I'm a mum to 3 young children, youngest being 11 months old. We have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So when someone gets sick in our house, we usually all end up going down with it very quickly. And keeping up with things like the cleaning and some of the daily stuff, it can just all end up taking a bit of a back step, which is exactly what's happened here. The important thing is, though, I'm getting round to it now that I feel better and everyone's a little less clingy. So you'll see I'm cleaning this all up today, and you'll see future videos where I'm sort of getting back on top of things. Now, when it gets this bad, I usually really struggle to just get started because it's so visually overwhelming. All I want to do is procrastinate and put it off. So to try and help me make a start and keep up with it, I try and take on the task that makes the space feel the worst. In this case, it was the clothes. They were absolutely everywhere, entirely covering the floor. So I knew if I could get that sorted quickly, it would start feeling a lot better, a lot faster. As you can see here, I completely overloaded the little laundry basket we had in here and popped the bottom out of it. You can see my absolute disappointment. Here, I've given up. It's all coming out. There's no way I can keep it in there. I think if I remember rightly, I ended up just throwing all the clothes into the hallway. I just needed them out of that bathroom so I could crack on cleaning it. So anyway, yeah, I felt incredible mum guilt at the fact that all of our clothes, the kids' clothes, my clothes, husband's clothes, were just all over the floor. They're all dirty, but thought I'd look past it. They've all washed now. But you can see how amazing it is, the change, just by being able to see the floor. Although there's still lots of rubbish everywhere and crap, it looks a lot more manageable. So what I'm doing next is just picking up any bits of rubbish, because that will then take the bathroom from feeling really icky and yucky to just sort of dirty and needing to clean. Now what I'm also doing is picking up any little odds and sods that need to stay in the bathroom, toothpaste, toothbrushes, things like that. I'm going to be going along and picking all of those up and putting them in one place outside of the bathroom so that the bathroom is completely clear, ready for me to clean. And as someone that gets very visually overwhelmed and kind of overstimulated in that way, by removing everything from the bathroom like this and just having a blank slate to clean, it just feels so much less of a huge task that needs to be done. And in all honesty, picking up clothes and picking up trash and things really doesn't take that long. You know, when the clothes are all dirty, it all just needs to go in one pile ready for the washing machine anyway. All the rubbish can just go in a bin, recycle bin and a rubbish bin. And then, as you can see, I'm putting all the stuff that needs to stay in the bathroom in a pile here. I have to completely ignore the completely messy hallway. I'm getting round to it. Obviously I've done it now. Just overlook that. It was really bad after this illness. I'm not gonna lie, it was horrible. We all got so ill, and anyone that has young kids will know when they're ill, everything kind of stops. And bear in mind, I'm working here as well. I'm working full time. The house completely took a back step. Now, once you've cleared the floor and you've cleared all the crap, the rubbish and things like that, in all honesty, if that's as far as you can get in one day, that's absolutely fine. Life is really busy. Just get done what you can do when you can do it. I always like to say, sometimes better is better than perfect. Sometimes aiming for perfect is completely unachievable. We all have very busy lives. Even people that don't have kids and a family, it can be extremely busy. So if I'd have stopped here, say I'd got pulled away by the kids, or say, because I'd been ill, I got quite tired or whatever. If I'd have stopped at the point where all the rubbish is gone and all the clothes are picked up, that is already so much better than it was. Yes, it's not technically clean yet. There's still the sink to scrub and the toilet to scrub and, the bathroom to clean the floor and things, but it's a lot better than it was. Like I said, sometimes better is better than perfect. So if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really love it for you to leave a like. That way I know you enjoy this type of content, and it kind of notifies me that you want to see more of this type of content, so I know to make more of it. If you really love it, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. I'm really hoping we can grow a like-minded little community of us here. People that live a bit more messily than others, or just don't have these pristine, perfect homes. A lot of what we see on the internet, I don't really believe is 100% real. Yeah, there will be people that do live like that, but I think quite a lot of us live like this, unfortunately. I mean, obviously this is quite extreme. Our whole family was really poorly for quite a while, and like I said before, anyone that has young kids especially, or children, especially larger families, when everybody gets sick, it's really, really hard to keep on top of this. It's hard to keep on top of it anyway, but especially when you're ill. So yeah, I'd love to consider subscribing. Hopefully we create a nice little community of us here. No judgment, just people that can talk freely about their home and their experience. And that's one of the best things about making this sort of content, is when people comment and you hear from other people from different walks of life. Everybody has similar experiences. We all have to clean at the end of the day, so it's lovely when you hear people that have similar experiences, and it makes me think, oh, okay, I'm not a complete useless woman and mum. Like, we all have moments when it gets hard and it gets rough on cleaning, and it really is hard to keep on top of it. Now, speaking of more videos, I'm in the process of getting together another kitchen cleaning video. The last one I did really, really well, so I think you all must have really enjoyed that. So it's almost ready to go. I'm just doing the voiceover for that one soon, so I think I'll post it in a couple of weeks' time. But I'm thinking about making like a cleaning / organisation tips / hacks video. Comment down below if that's something you'd be interested in, because I've noticed there are a few little things I do that help me keep on top of the house or help prevent mess, and I haven't necessarily seen them before on the internet, so I'd really love to share them with you all. So please do let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and I'll film it. Now, I did forget to fill you in on where I've been. It's been quite a few months actually since I uploaded a video. I'm really sorry about that. I've really missed filming and uploading. But to fill you in a little bit, obviously, I've told you I have 3 kids, so that's pretty crazy anyway. But when I was filming before, I was on maternity leave at the time. My youngest was 6 months old, so I was just returning to work when my last video uploaded. So returning to work is pretty hard anyway after a baby, but I had 3 young children as well, so I was working full time, coming home to 3 young kids, and my husband is busy in an evening, so he's not as available as people that are completely at home will be. And my youngest and my middle child just were not sleeping well at all, and to be fair, they're still not sleeping very well. But yeah, my boy wasn't happy to be away from mum. He wanted to sleep with me all night, and my middle child has really severe eczema, so I spent most evenings / nights just consoling her, trying to get her to sleep. So adding on top of that, I was learning a new job within the same company, but I was doing a slightly different job. And then to add insult to injury, I was under investigation for cancer. So we found a lump, let's say February now, and on Valentine's Day we initially made contact with the GP, who sent us for urgent referral to the hospital. So during this whole time, we've been under dermatology at the hospital, and it ended up that I needed an operation to remove the lump entirely. And thank goodness it turned out to be a non-cancerous tumour, benign tumour. So yeah, in all this time there's been quite a lot going on, which is why I've been absent, but I'm really looking forward to getting back to making videos again. I think it's gonna be quite hectic going forward still, because I do part-time university, so that's starting as well. So I've got my full-time job, part-time uni, which is starting in about 5 weeks. So, but I think if I can schedule it right, it should be fine. But I've honestly really missed making these videos. I've really missed hearing from people in the comments and interacting with you guys. It genuinely is the best thing. It makes me feel more normal about all this, and I just hope my videos help make you feel more normal about this too, if this is the way that your houses are, or you know, there's bits of yourself that are like this, you know. I hope you've all been enjoying the summer holidays, or the summer if you don't have kids. At this point, the kids are almost ready to return back to school. I can't believe how quickly this time's come round. You know, it's nearly September now when uploading this. So speaking of September, I've been really in the mood to do like an autumn, like spring clean type thing. I'm really in the mood to get cleaning and get the house ready for autumn/winter, Christmas, Halloween. So I'm planning on making either a video or a couple of videos, or like a series of videos that's dedicated to getting the house ready for the holiday season and the autumn. Do let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in, and I'll definitely go ahead and do it. But yeah, I'm really in the mood for it. Does anyone else get like that when this time comes around? You know, like there's a chill in the air smells a bit different. Yeah, it's definitely like spring cleaning vibes, but in autumn. I much prefer this. I think autumn's my favourite time of year. Speaking of autumn though, my god, I've seen in the supermarkets, I kid you not, from July, I've seen pumpkins. It's getting earlier and earlier every year. I've got Christmas cards in my local supermarket and it's August. It's too early. Tell me someone else feels this way, and tell me I'm not the only one noticing this. It's insane. Like, how early? Like, are we going to get to the point where we have Christmas cards all year round? I really, really hope not. I've seen a lot of like other YouTubers that are posting like, how early can we get a fall video in? I love autumn. Autumn's my favourite time of the year. I love the winter and Christmas. I love Halloween. I love the lot. But seriously, it's getting earlier and earlier in this year. Holiday seasons aren't going to be a season anymore. It's just going to be all year round. Anyway, whilst I've been rambling, you'll have seen that I've started cleaning, like actually cleaning the bathroom now, and you can really see how grubby this was. I'm not going to lie. The grubbiness, like the untidiness and the mess happened when the kids were ill and we were all ill. This grubbiness has obviously been here a little bit longer. You know, with 5 of us in the house, it's only a 2-bedroom flat, so it gets grubby really quickly. But yeah, this grime had been here a little while. You know, does anyone else struggle with the bathroom? I don't know why. The kitchen can seem quite tough, but the bathroom especially seems to be one of the places that can really, I don't know, I feel like it just gets overlooked, and then before you know it, it looks really grubby, and you sort of stop a moment and you notice, you're like, oh my god, when did this happen? You know, it just happens over time, and it's not intentional. I don't purposely leave the bathroom, but like, you know, days can feel like hours and weeks can feel like days, and then before you know it, yeah. And one thing I do want to point out here is that, as you'll see from before, it was terrible in the bathroom. So the clean I'm doing now isn't the most perfect clean in the world. It's not a proper deep clean. You know, I am scrubbing the tub and scrubbing the sink and scrubbing the toilet. But yes, there are still some places, the little nooks and crannies where it's not perfect. I've not mopped the floor. You know, I haven't gone around every little corner and crevice and, you know, like down by the toilet there. I've not done every single little bit. What I've done is I've done the worst of it. I've done the absolute worst things and the crucial things that I need for me and my kids to make this feel a bit cleaner. You know I'm going to get round to doing a much deeper clean, but in this point in time when the house is an absolute state, the priority to me is just getting it better. You can see out here it's chaos. It's crazy. The whole house is kind of like this. As I said, our place isn't very big, but I think that only aids to the problem of mess happening quickly. When you've got 3 young kids in a little 2-bed flat and we're all ill, then it's just mess happens fast and it happens in abundance. So yes, this isn't the most in-depth clean. It's not the most perfect clean. You'll see from the after shots, you know, it's still a little bit grubby in places, but the priority places have been done. It's an awful lot better than it was. And in all honesty, that's all that matters for now. You know, we're recovering from, you know, this period of being really unwell. This is better than it was, and that's the important thing. It's nowhere near as bad as it was before. So please don't ever beat yourself up if you've got done as much as you can get done in that moment or in that day. If you're making an improvement to the space, that's absolutely brilliant. You know, don't ever judge yourself on how much or how little you've got done. If you've done something, that's amazing. You know, especially if you're feeling off, having a bad day, you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, exhausted, whatever it is. If you've done something, that's amazing. Treat yourself. I know I did after this. My God, I'm sure I had the best cup of tea ever. It's an absolute British quintessential thing, isn't it? You know, cup of tea after something like this as a reward. Don't look at my disgusting conditioners. I squeeze the life out of them until there's nothing left. Well, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm so happy that you've joined me on this clean. Like I said, I know it's not the best clean in the world, but I'm really happy to be putting a video out again for you all. I really hope that you enjoy the video. I hope you consider leaving a like, leaving a comment. You know, I really love to see that you're enjoying it, or, you know, that if you're not enjoying it so much, so I know that, oh, this isn't the best thing in the world, let's do something else. Your comments honestly do absolutely put a smile on my face, and I love to hear from you all. There are people that comment from the States, there are people that have commented from all throughout Europe. It honestly is just wonderful. There's so many of us out there that feel the same, and it's such a nice way to feel a sense of community. So thank you so much for watching so far. I'm just wrapping it up by putting all the little bits and bobs back in the bathroom now, and you'll see there'll be a little after shot of yeah, it's looking much better. Again, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better. You know, I can now see through that shower screen door, which is a plus. You know, don't judge me on the amount of crap we have around the bathtub. Yeah, so as you can see, here is what it was like before. It was awful. Absolutely awful. Horrendous. You know, like I said, I felt the worst guilt. It happens so fast when there's so many of you in the house. It's disgusting. I know. I'm embarrassed and ashamed to show you the state of this bathroom. I promise you it is not like this all the time. This is bad. You know, this is it when it's absolutely ever at its worst. But yeah, so this is a before and this is after. Not perfect, I know, but my God, it is so much better. I know there's still lots of clutter everywhere, but there's a lot of us in this house. This is our bathroom. You know, there's going to be toothbrushes and toothpaste. There's going to be shampoos and conditioners and things. You know, we don't have any storage in the bathrooms. So this is what it is. But, you know, compared to before, this is a damn sight better. So I'm pleased. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you consider coming back to the next video, which is going to be the kitchen cleaning video, which is equally as horrific because we were recovering from the illness. So yeah, it is equally as bad as this video. So if you enjoy seeing disgusting mess, come back for the kitchen one. I'm thinking about posting that in about a week to 2 weeks time. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.